Good afternoon, students. This is the next topic of Unit 4, which is related to the emerging trends in employee relations. So here in this topic, first we will discuss about the employee relation. Employee relation is also known as the industrial relation also, that is also known as IR. It is a very it is very old topic which we have to discuss, and is important too, as we have to understand about the relation between employee and employee, employer and employee, and employer and employer. So what is the term employee relationship means is it refers to a company efforts of creating and managing the relationship between employers and employee. So basically it is related with maintaining and creating a relationship between employees and employer. It is also known, it is also understood that an organization with a good employee relation programs provide fair and considerable treatment to all employees, so that they will be committed to their jobs and loyal to the company, by which the company is need to understand what are the different demands which an employee need, what are the different things which we can give to the employee. So basically with the help of employee relation, an organization can think we can view our employees as a stakeholder of the company, as a part of the company, as the asset of the company, not rather than we understand them the liability, or we are understand them merely a paid laborers. So employee relation deeply enforces that our employees are not only the part of gaining the profit, they are not merely one of the resources, they are not merely one of the production factor in the organization, rather than they are the resources in the organization. We have to treat them as a resource in the organization. So employee relation is basically treating and maintaining a relationship between employers and employees. But now we will understand the employee relation on the perspective of international phenomena. So here it is a framework for analyzing impact of globalization on industrial relation. As the as the flowchart indicates us, it is basically on the top is national policies and strategies on economic development and industrial relation. See, each and every country has some national policies and strategies, how they are tackling their industrial relation, how they are treating their employees in the organization. Now after that the flow goes to business and employment strategies of multinationals, strategy and structure of the trade union and employee organization. So next is business and employment strategies of domestic firms, industrial level norms about employment practices, and then it goes to the different enterprise level. Here in the organization, employment relationship exists between the employee and employee, employer and employee, and employer and employer. It also prevent the resolve problem of dispute between employee and management, and secondly they also assist in creating and enforcing policies that are fair and consistent for everyone in the workplace. Now the next slide is employer strategy in the area of employment relationship must focus on achieving. So देखिए, in the organization there are different strategies which are created by employers for maintaining the organizational peace in the organization. So here are 6 points which by which we will understand the different strategies created by employers for maintaining the employee relations in the organization and creating the industrial peace in the organization. Appropriate attitudinal and behavioral change, not only at enterprise but at the other level also. We have to understand the different attitudinal changes and the problem which comes into the employee's perspective and their behavior change due to that all, not only at the organizational level but at the different levels also. It means we can say that in and around the organization we have to understand the attitude of the employee, we have to understand the behavior of the employee. A modern policy, legislative and institutional framework which may ensure an effective industrial relation system. We have to create a policy, a legislative and the institutional framework which help an employee to understand that there are different policies which is being created for the employee, for the well-being of the employee, so that an employee can feel empowered in the organization. Compensation system linked to the enterprise performance, this is very important. Compensation which is provided to the employee against what they do in the organization should be linked to the enterprise performance. Suppose enterprise is doing well, but our pay structure is not according to that, so the employee will be dissatisfied due to that. A more literate, skilled and adaptive workforce has to be created. A more literated, skilled and adaptive workforce which is capable of experimentation and innovation, that should be there in the organization. More flexible forms of work organization and management and work organization should be very flexible, so that the employee feel empowered in the organization and they can do whatever they want in the way they can be more productive for the organization. Culturally sensitive management strategy, that is very true. Whatever the strategy a manager framed in the organization, it should be culturally sensitive. It should help the individual to be cultural friendly, so that they feel empowered, they feel free in the organization. Next is MNCs, multinational companies and unions. What the multinational companies and unions? See, multinational companies has to understand the different cultural sensitivity and industrial relation needing changes in approach. Number one, multinational should delegate the management of labor union to their subsidiaries. Subsidiary manager should maintain the peaceful interaction between the employer and employee. This is very as we say that as a branch of HR management, employee relation manager look out the best interest of the employee and assist employer with contract disputes and negotiation. So a multinational manager should understand that they have to manage the dispute and negotiate among the employees. Multinational managers should set up international human resource management approaches according to the national condition of each subsidiary. Multinational managers should have some prior experience in labor relations. Multinational manager should also, he has to understand in different countries to whom they are tackling. They should understand and they should have the experience of managing the labors. There are different problems which is related to the labor in the organization. Multinational managers' attitude or ideology concerning union must play an important role in international labor relations. International human resource managers should understand international regulation and employ those to the labor. This is very important. जो international human resource manager हैं, they should understand what are the internal regulations, international regulations which are applied and forced into the different organizations. Multinational human resource managers should analyze labor relation issues that are common to the all countries. They should understand what is common to the all countries and what are different to the different countries, so that they can easily understand it and easily implement it. Now the next topic which is particularly related to this unit is employee engagement. See, what is employee engagement? Employee engagement is basically the level or the extent up to which an employee is involved and invest their time, their efforts into the organization. The concept of employee engagement is often confused with the satisfaction or happiness. That is not necessary that if an employee is satisfied with their job, then only he will be engaged in his job. Basically, employee engagement is defined upon the level or the extent by which employee psychologically invest in their job. The employee engagement studies measure employee engagement with stay and strive model. Employees are asked if they say positive things about their organization, act as an advocate, as they intend to stay at their organization for a long time. It means tenure, what tenure they want in the organization, are they satisfied with the organization policy or not. If they strive to give their best effort to help the organization succeed, are they want to play a role in the success of the organization. Now they are the different dimensions that are critical for to having an employee workplace. These are the different points, in which some points are very important, some points are very important and very critical for the point of view which is related to the IR. Number one is employee value proposition, EVP. Employee value proposition is a term which is used and which is help us to calculate what the efforts a company is giving to the, what efforts an employee is giving to the organization, in against of that employee is getting that much or not. As we say, okay, there is a time value of money, so here is the same, there are some value of the employee in the organization that we have to calculate. And the next is reputation of the employee and the designation which an employee is having in the organization. Career opportunity, it means ki various promotions, various verticals which employee is having in the organization. Collaboration with the different terms in the organization, like employee and between employee and employers. Diversion and diversity and inclusion is also an important point, as we have discussed in this unit priorly also. Empowerment and autonomy, yes, there should be empowerment among the employees, and there should be autonomy also. They may take their decisions by themselves. Enabling infrastructures, learning and development is also very necessary. Manager is also a key part of IR. Performance management, we have to manage the performance of the employee. Reward and recognition is also giving time to time. There should be a senior leadership. Talent and staffing should also be a part of the IR. Work fulfillment, and the last is very important, that is work-life balance is an important criteria in IR. We have to maintain the work and life balance. We have to make a bridge between the work and life balance of an employee, which a manager should understand. If an employee will be satisfied, see what we see and what happen in the organization. In the human resource, it has always seen that a personal and the professional life of an employee go hand by hand. They are not different at all. So it is very necessary to maintain the balance, to maintain the peace in the personal as well as the professional life. Relationship between culture and engagement. See, this is the different relationship and culture and the engagement. Trusted leadership, risk and governance, courage, innovation, reward system, they all are the part of the culture. The way think work around here, जब हम काम करते हैं हमारे आसपास, these things are always roaming around us. And then this is making the bridge is making on hands-on management. Mission and purpose, for what we are in the organization, what are the mission, what are the purpose for being an employee in the organization, our work environment, and how we engage in meaningful work. For what we are in the organization, clear goals, recognition, compensation, development and career. For this we are in the organization. Employee, now we will discuss about the employee engagement in different countries. So employee engagement in China and India has risen the most over the last year in Asian region. Employees are more likely to say stay and strive. Yes, it's true. In the organization which are giving their employee the best treatment, they are treating their employee as an asset. So here in that type of organizations, employee want to say stay and strive. The say dimension rose the 3 points, stay rose by 3 points, and most remarkable by strive dimension rose by 5 points. That means that company in the region will have an easier time attracting, retaining and getting best effort from the employee. That is not only good news. Of the 15 different workplace dimension tracked in the study, and region did not have a single dimension that trended negatively. The dimension with the greatest improvement are rewards and recognition and work-life balance, which both have 6-point involvement to 57% and 69% favorable respectively. Another critical dimension with positive movement is the perception of senior leadership, which went 60 to 65 4% favorable. So this is basically regarding with the emerging trends in employee relation. This is all in this unit. Thank you, students. Thank you very much.